Hi everybody, it's Steve Bloom with SacramentoComedy.com, and we're here with Ahmed Ahmed. Welcome to Sacramento.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Hey Ahmed, a lot of questions for you today. The first one starting off is of course about your name.
Thank you. Thanks for asking. Well, where should we begin? Okay, let me just set the record. I'm not actually Arab. I'm Mexican. This is a whole marketing scheme I was going for. I figured I wanted to have a niche, and the Mexicans have their niche, and African Americans have theirs, and the Asian, and then of course the Jewish and Caucasian, and Arabs are really, really popular these days because they're always in the news. So I figured there's so many Mexican comics out there. Let me go for the Arab thing because I could pass. So I said, let me find a name that would fit and suit that market. And I said, how about Ahmed? And then a friend of mine said, why don't you call yourself Ahmed Ahmed? Double the whammy there. And I said, yes, and that's why I'm here.
So Jesus was taken.
No, my mom likes the name Ahmed so much that she decided to name me twice, and that used to be my opening joke 15 years ago. I'd say, my name's Ahmed Ahmed, name's so nice, they named me twice. And then after 9/11, I started saying, my name's Ahmed Ahmed, and I can't fly anywhere. I used to say that. And now I say, my name's Ahmed Ahmed, and I just don't even know what to do with the name anymore.
Well, it's funny you talk about not being able to fly anymore. You've had some real experiences with that.
Well, I guess the most recent thing that happened to me was, because I travel to the Middle East a lot, actually more so lately than ever, and my passport's just riddled with stamps from Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Kuwait, Bahrain, Dubai. And so I look really suspect. People are like, what were you doing in all these countries? And
Going to school.
And practicing something. I was preparing for my mission. I was just joking. I was like, oh my God, is he serious? Maybe he really is, and this whole comedy thing is just a little coup he created. So they look at these things and they're like, what were you doing in these countries? And I say, I'm doing shows. And they go, what kind of shows? And I say, comedy shows. And they go, for the troops. And I say, no, for Arabs. And they go, Arabs laughing? Like they can't get their head around it. I'm like, really? And they're like, in English? And I say, yeah, in English. And they're like, and they get it? I'm like, do you even own a passport? Because maybe you should get out of Ohio and go take a look at the rest of the world. So but a lot of detainee situations, profiled. It's gotten to the point now where sometimes I'll get recognized by the customs agents or the immigration agents, and they kind of look, and then they even have oftentimes after they've done their research will come out and apologize.
Oh, nice.
And say, you're that comedian, right? And I go, yeah. And they're like, don't put us in your act. And I go, if you let me go, I'll consider it.
Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to you. I understand when you were 19, you moved from Riverside to Hollywood.
I moved to Los Angeles against my parents' will. They wanted me to be, the quintessential doctor, lawyer, gas station owner. Thanks, Kathleen. Thanks. One person's laughing at my little references.
Well, I know that your father worked in the gas station.
He did. My dad he owned his own gas station, and that was his trade. He was a mechanic. He was the sort of town mechanic. And his name is Abu Baker Ahmed. So he called his automotive garage Baker's Automotive. So he was known as Baker back in the 70s. And he actually, my dad's story is interesting because he reminded me of, he was like the Red Fox of the Arab world. Like his gas station was like, it was almost like a junkyard. It was like this place where tires, were stacked up, and oil cans were sort of disassembled in the corner over there, and he'd boss people around, but with a thick Arabic accent. And I was the oldest son. I was like Lamont or Lamar or whatever the son's name was. And I'd be like, "Come on, Dad, give a brother a break." And then He'd be like, "Go fill up car number 2," and then make some racist comment. But yeah. So I ended up moving to Hollywood, and my father actually didn't speak to me for several years because he was embarrassed and ashamed that his oldest son would move to Hollywood, the land of Satan,
Infidel.
the infidel, and go practice some art form. And I remember the first thing out of his mouth when I told him I was moving to Los Angeles to become an actor. He said, "What are you, a gay?" I said, "A gay? You're a gay?" I said, "No, I'm just gay." I'm really happy about my decisions in life.
So, well, what did your mom think about your moving?
My mom was worried for me. Any mother is worried for their children, but she's the quintessential Arab Muslim mother, very much like a Jewish mother, very sort of, and Jewish mothers and Arab mothers are a lot alike because they really sort of treasure and cherish the oldest son, and he's, the one who's going to carry the name, and he's the golden child or whatever, and she was really, really worried about me. And when my father wasn't talking to me and didn't lend me any support, she'd slip me $20 here and there and say, "Just make sure you're eating right. Don't spend the money on alcohol, and make sure you eat right." And so I'd call her from Los Angeles sometimes. I was in my early 20s, so I'd bump into celebrities and stuff. I'd be like, "I saw Eddie Murphy at Starbucks." And she'd go, "That's nice. Did you pray today?" "Yes, Eddie Murphy is funny, but God is more powerful." She's really God-fearing, So yeah, but she was concerned. And then later they started accepting, because I got my first film. And suddenly my dad was proud. "Look at my son, we're so proud. We always knew. He got it from me." And then so now then I segued into comedy, and then I kind of started from scratch. Ran out of money after I was an actor for 7 years.
Okay.
Was stereotyped quite a bit to play terrorists and cab drivers and the sleazy Arab, oil monger prince or whatever, and there were never really any roles that were created for just the normal guy who happened to be Arab or whatever.
Okay.
So I got sort of burned out on it, and I quit and ran out of money and went back to waiting tables, and that's how I transitioned into stand-up comedy, because I worked at a restaurant that served horrible food. And I had to make my tips, so I'd make my customers laugh and maybe sneak them a dessert, and then.
So you've been in a couple of movies. Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Thanks for asking. Iron Man, Vince Vaughn's Wild West Comedy Show. Let me pick up these credits I'm going to drop here. I've had a couple small roles in big movies, and I've had a couple small roles in small movies. Don't Mess with the Zohan with Adam Sandler.
Did you play?
I played an Arab guy who owned a clothing store that burned down because he thought the Jews burned it down, but really it was the white man who burned it down. Right? The white man was trying to undermine us. I'm kidding. You can edit that.
All right. Well, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See this peace in the Middle East, right?
Oh, there you go. The Jew
Mazel
and the
tov,
Arab.
mazel tov.
Mazel tov. L'chaim.
Shalom.